Thursday, and the majority of people here are wearing purple stuff. I mean, sorry. But we are also going live at the same time. So we are going to test this out, and for those of you who are able to see it, just let me know if you cannot see it. But this is the SSC at Tarleton Technology Showcase. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's working.
Yay! Awesome. Okay, so today, I'm excited that you're here. We're going to do introductions, and we're super excited about that. I'm not sure that if I present, did it pop out? You can't see it on the phone?
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. It's still saying, oh wait, okay. I'm seeing this.
You're seeing that still, okay.
Introduction.
That's not so it is. Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay, yay!
There's a little delay.
Okay, we can deal with delay. All right. So introduction. So if you can please, well, my name is Dr. Jennifer Edwards, and I've been at Tarleton for 11 years. And my level of experience with EAB or with Student Success Collaborative, I would have to say it's like a 6. So yeah, that is us in a nutshell. And I work in the Student Success and Multicultural Initiatives area, but I work with all of these amazing people here, so I'm excited that you're here. Let's actually start with our academic advising team, not to put you guys on the spot, but just give us your name, your department, and your level of experience with EAB, and it's on a continuum from 1 not very experienced to 10, you rock it.
My name is Julie Key. I'm an advisor with the College of Liberal and Fine Arts, and I'm also the PSA advisor. I'm going to go with a 4.
Cool.
I'm Alex Garter. I'm an activity advisor for the College of Education, and I'm probably at a 5.
I'm Taylor Nichols. I'm an advisor for the College of Ag and Environmental Sciences, and since I'm new, I'm going to go with a 1.
Okay, awesome.
I am Elizabeth Johnson. I am an advisor for the College of Health Sciences and Human Services, and I'm going to say, if Dr. Edwards thinks she's a 6, I'll buy a 3.
Oh, no.
I'm Cheyenne Kelly. I'm actually from Baylor University and Academic Support Programs. I'm actually a Tarleton grad.
What?
And my level of experience would probably be about a 2.5.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm Carol Croston. I'm also from Baylor. I work with my title is Outreach and Assessment Program Manager, but that doesn't really describe kind of as vague. But I do a lot of our work with SSC and troubleshoot, and I'm kind of the help desk for SSC at Baylor. So I would say I might be a 5 or 6. There's still lots to learn.
Okay, I'm glad you said 5 or 6. That tells me what I need to say. My name is Laura Scott, and I also work at Baylor. I'm in the Central University Advisement Office. Some of you folks I know can check Sam. And my title is Manager for Strategic Communications. However, some of the titles I put in this to tell you, I do advising and I do some communication stuff and so forth. And it's kind of one of those things you don't know what you don't know, but I guess I'm about a 4, maybe.
Yeah.
I say 5, 4 to 5, somewhere in between there, I think. I don't think I'm expert. I actually 4 is expert. Higher than this. That's me. Welcome.
I'm Manny Shockey. I'm the Assistant Director in Academic Advising, and I'm not going to lie, Dr. Edwards is a 6. I'm like a 2 or 3. But I'm learning quickly. And I'm a solid 3. Okay? I'm a solid 3, but I'm learning fast. So we're all good with that.
Okay, I'm Teresa Davidian, and I'm Executive Director of the Academic Advising Center. Dr. Edwards, you set the bar, so I'd say I'm a 3. If you're an 8, maybe a 4.
Okay, awesome.
I'm Dr. Tracy Hawley. I wear two hats. I have worked in the Academic Advising Center since its inception. And I'm also an assistant professor in the Department of Communication Studies and have been there for 30 years. And I'm gonna wear two hats with EAB in that I use it every day. And the elements I use, I'm rocking a 9. The ones I don't use, I'm rocking a 2. Split difference.
I'm Jane Lloyd. I'm an academic advisor with the College of Liberal and Fine Arts, and I'm also adjunct faculty for the Department of Social Sciences. I was on the soft rollout team for SSC, so I've been using it since the spring of 2017. And so I'm probably, like a 6, somewhere around there. I mean, I use it literally every day, so.
Every day. Awesome. Awesome. It's me.
I'm Dr. Elizabeth Wallace, and I have been at Tarleton for 12 years. And I want to give some props to my Baylor friends because the 10 years before that, I was at Baylor. And so I bleed both purple and green gold.
Well, I can just bleed purple, period. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do have a funny story if you will indulge me. Many years ago in the 90s, I was facilitating a session similar to this and asked people to give their name and their role. And Mr. English over there said his name, and then he said that he rolled an Impala. And so then we all had to say what we really rolled. It was quite funny.
You still have it?
I still have an Impala.
Oh,
Not that Impala.
Wow.
Yes.
Great connection.
Yes.
So, and my role is the Director for Academic Support Initiatives in the Division Resource Center for Student Affairs.
And all things orientation.
Yes, and all the orientations. And I would say I'm a 1. So.
Awesome. We're excited that you're here. Thank you. And representing student affairs. I'm excited.
I'm Alicia Cushion. I'm housed in the registrar's office. And I've logged in SSC EAB like 4 times. So like 0.5, I don't know.
I'm like, that's great. That's great. Awesome. And she's all things degree works. All things degree works.
That's why she's only logged the DA.
Degree works just takes a little bit of time. No. So she's amazing. Dr. Stoker?
I'm Dr. Pat Stoker. I'm the director for the Academic Resource Center. I also work for Dr. Edwards. I'm an adjunct history instructor for the Department of Social Sciences. My level of experience with the EAB, 3-ish. Again, kind of like her, I am expert at what I do in the EAB. It's that other stuff that I'm not so sharp with.
There's lots of that other stuff.
So much. Yes, ma'am.
I am Nikki Moore. I am the SI coordinator. I work under Dr. Stoker. And I would say I'm probably a 3 with EAB. I can fumble through it pretty good, so if I ever need help, I just walk down the hall.
And we're always happy to help.
Yes.
And I want to give a shout out to Dr. Stoker because I kept getting text messages from Dr. Stoker like at midnight and then at 2 a.m. and then at 2:30 because he's been fighting a fire all morning. So we want to give a shout out to him and we have plenty of coffee, Dr. Stoker.
I'm basically mainlining it right now.
So if you need a break, let us know. But he's amazing. He's a volunteer firefighter and EMT in our community.
Hi, my name is Jake Hoon. I work here at Tarleton State University, and I'm in the enrollment management area on the technical side. And I know EAB probably about a 2.
You want us to make sure on the technical side. So we can't ask you like which class we should go into and.
Not right now.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Jerica. I am at Tarleton State University. I'm in the Center for Access and Academic Testing. I'm the Disability Services Coordinator. I drive a Toyota Corolla. I would say my level of experience is a 1. I log in and look at student schedules.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Miss Jessica.
My name is Jessica Bucher. I'm Dr. Edwards' assistant.
slash everything amazing.
I worked at Tarleton, give or take 3 years, first as a student worker, then as a GA, now as staff. Worked with EAB in a few different capacities, whether it's tutoring and now in the student success office, and I would say I'm about a 3, comparatively speaking. You haven't shown me all your ways, Dr. Evans.
All right, so just to give you a background, let's just look at this semester, for example. And this is not going to be a very stat or numbers heavy presentation, but I just want to show you where we are right now. And you guys have not seen this. I think the only people who have seen this is, it's Jessica and I. Okay, so the top 5 reasons or locations that people are checking in right now, this was surprising. The Athletic Center of Excellence is our top check-in location right now. So that means the students go in, they swipe into the Athletic Center of Excellence, and so they can either, get to talk to someone about their classes or get to study, things of that nature. But slightly over 4,000 check-ins since January the 18th, which is incredible. Supplemental instruction, slightly over 3,000 check-ins since January. The pre-professionals TSI office, and those are only like 3 people who meet with students. They're slightly over 1,000. And then all colleges for the Academic Advising Center. And Academic Advising just started using EAB, which is awesome, just since the 18th of March. I remember the day, the 18th of March. So slightly over 1,000 check-ins, or we'll have 1,000 check-ins. And then for study skills, and so that is basically 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, almost 500. So that's basically an optional thing for students, but they swipe in when they come to the sessions. So y'all, that's huge. But let me show you what is even more interesting. So top 5 majors with check-ins. Kinesiology has the highest number of check-ins on campus. So that means they're going to SI, they're going to tutoring. That is not including suspension hearings for those of you who are wondering. So that's just for tutoring, supplemental instruction, advising, etc. But your majors are getting after it. Pre-nursing, slightly over 1,000. Animal science, which was interesting because animal science does not use the advising center. But and this is not including suspension hearings. But that is slightly under 1,000 check-ins. So that means that they're going to tutoring, to SI. So it's very, very interesting. Or they're student athletes. I'm not going to make any assumptions here. So ag services and development, around 500. And then biomedical science, which was an anomaly for me because we don't have like a plethora of biomedical science majors. But I'm assuming SI tutoring, slightly under 500. So very, very interesting. Any questions about?
Or are they just swiping in because they have appointments or just because they're visiting the office?
Because they're there for something. So they're there to meet with an advisor, they're there to meet with, or to receive SI or tutoring, or they're there to go to the Athletic Center of Excellence.
So if they just come in for questions, or are we still counting those?
If they come in, if they have an appointment, and they have an advising appointment, we're checking that. Or if they, like with BJ, if they, Simmons and the Athletic Center of Excellence, they have to be there for one of 3 reasons. So, but it is not involving like a question usually, but you're there for a longer period of time. But very good question. Mostly freshmen are swiping in. Slightly under it's interesting. Slightly under sophomores, juniors, which need to get after registering for classes, by the way. Around 2,000 swipe-ins, and then seniors. We do not have graduate students on the platform, but that's there to let you know it's coming. So for academic year 17-18, we have a select number of faculty members who have raised their hands to say, I want to take attendance on EAD. That's been very helpful for us because the advisors can see if I talk to Sherman Henley, and sorry y'all, that's the first name that came to my mind, to Sherman Henley, and because I'm using that last name to substitute for someone else, Sherman Henley, and Sherman Henley says that he's going to class, but actually when you look at his profile on EAD, it says that he is not, then those faculty members can basically verify or just confirm what the student is saying. So over 25,000 attendance, not swipes, but faculty members actually entering attendance in. But for spring 2018, over 10,186 check-ins just since January. So you guys have done an amazing, amazing job. Any questions about anything that you've seen? All right. Here's today's schedule. Okay, so with today's schedule, we have the greetings from the team. We have the 10 to noon presentations, then a refreshment break. Then also we have our noon to 1 session. We're going to have lunch, but also we're going to have awards. And so those awards are based on data. So we're using the EAB statistics to give awards. Right, Dr. Davidian?
Yes.
So we worked long and hard on that, and then also Ms. Jessica helped tremendously as well. From 1 until 1:45, we'll speak with a panel of administrative assistants on campus who have implemented SSC within their respective colleges. And then also at 1:45 to 2:30, we're going to have a panel of graduate and undergraduate students. And last but not least, we'll have a Q&A, ask anything, network, share ideas, closing and next steps. Sounds good to everyone? All right. Okay, so our first presentation is coming up soon. This is going to be Dr. Holly, but I do want to give you guys some ground rules. Let me know if you are planning to show any student data in EAB, because there's a way that we can get around it. Right now, let me show you something. We're on Facebook Live. So for those of you who have shared presentations with me, you have blacked out all of the numbers. Dr. Holly is our only exception. She's already logged in, but we've created a pseudo student profile and a pseudo class so that Dr. Holly can show us how she takes attendance. We've also blacked out any identifying student information when it comes to the information as well. All right, sounds good for everyone? It's kind of scary. All right, we're gonna make it work. So this is also on Facebook Live as well, so let me check Facebook Live to see if there are any questions. We have, tell Mr. English I said hello. From Dr. Tony Edwards.
Oh, well. Hello.
Okay, so Dr. Holly, come on up.
All right. See if I can find everything very quickly. Now, my presentation will be fairly short and sweet. And I'm sorry I can't stay with you this morning, but I do have a class.
That's important. Will you take attendance?
Yes, I will.
She will take attendance in class today. So let's make sure that it is going to. Here's Dr. Holly's pseudo class.
Well, where is my student? My big student. Right there.
Professor, just walk us through.
Okay. All right. I'm going to Professor Home because I'm trying to find, oops, there it is. Well, let's see. I have to figure out which one of these classes it is, which is my pseudo class. So I need to go to class attendance. Oh, it's this one. Excellent. What I'm really going to talk to you today, is a little bit about, if you haven't used this, and why I think this is so important. I said I was rocking a 9 on this because I'm using this all the time on core students. Even if this is the only thing I ever used out of EAB, it is so worth it. This has become my favorite tool, though I am using some of the other tools. And here's why. It is so easy to take roll now. I just have this open in another tab on my computer, either the desktop like this when they come in and check it, or I take my laptop to class a lot. I use a lot of technology in class. For example, we're giving speeches right now, and I have my rubrics built in Blackboard. I take my laptop and I grade their speeches as they speak, so they get their grade B immediately. So all my comments are live, and it's how I felt at that moment, because that's what public speaking is about. So what I'm using this tool for, of course, it's really obviously easy. Hey, you're present. Woo-hoo. You're absent. You're tardy. And what I do like about this is if they are absent, you can mark it excused or unexcused, and this becomes very important to me. This is one of the most important things I've started using, and it's starting to ring bells with students. One of the reasons I like this, let's see, I saved it to the desktop.
Right.
Is when they are absent and you mark them absent, it pushes a letter to the students. Because in the past, when I marked students absent in a hard copy in class, I was there that day, or blah, 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 or I don't remember, they don't remember the absence. They don't remember the absence. Now they get a letter. Immediately, they get a letter that says, you were absent. The class statistics checker has said you were absent. Here's the class, the time, where you were supposed to be, with the room number, the building, the date missed, and if it is excused or not. And this has become an important tool for me in my class for this reason. The students that are missing unexcused are catching on. The students that are missing, that are excused, keep coming to me and saying, you marked me absent. I said, yes. They said, but I'm excused. You're still absent. Here's why, to me, this makes such a difference. At the end of the year, students who are not really satisfied with their grade often want to look at the reasons why their grade is not where they think it should be. And if they have unexcused absences, now if they have a letter, I can just go, how many letters did you get? But it's the students with excused absences I want to show them. Because before I would mark them absent, now I mark them absent but excused. Because even though you had excused absences, I just had this conversation with a student yesterday, now that I'm using the EAB. Even though you were marked excused, I'm not hoping you're not losing any points, I think, against you, you still missed the class, and therefore you missed the class discussion. You missed the lecture information. You missed working in the group, the clarification and development of the ideas. When you had your quiz, you did not answer those questions. But I was absent. But it was excused. But on your syllabus, and it clearly states, on my syllabus, you are still responsible for all in-class information, whether you were here or not. You get with me or you get with a fellow student. So now I have an additional tool to show them why they may be having some gaps in their knowledge, what the patterns of excused absences are, why this may be impacting their grade. You've missed so many days, you don't have this information. Here or not, excused or not, it still impacts your grade. The other reason I love this, oh my gosh, is because we have so many students that have excused university functions. I have students on rodeo team. I have students that play baseball. I have students that play everything. What I'm using this for now is I want to track over a few semesters absence patterns of different events. If they're football players, here's kind of a pattern of all the students. Rodeo, here's a pattern of all the students. Baseball, here's a pattern. Track, all music, because they go to events, here's a pattern. Once I can capture those patterns, when a student comes in, all of my students, the first thing, one of the things I have them do is tell me, are you in football? Are you in baseball? Are you in music? Are you in rodeo? I'll know the pattern to watch out for, but how to help them overcome that at the beginning of the semester. To say, look, this is what's going to tend to happen. This is where you're going to miss. This is what we have scheduled then. Let's jump on it now. I'm hoping to get patterns so that I can preempty problems with their absences, what they miss, and be on top of it. Okay, and that can also help me in scheduling events in class. If I have X number of rodeo team members, and I know in the spring semester they mix these X days at this time of the year, schedule speeches around that, schedule X around that, pre-working with it. The other thing I really think the absence patterns are going to be really helpful for is advising for the same reason. When I have students come in and they say, I need to take so class, I know there are certain classes, all advisors know this, that absences are detrimental. This is when we can pre-warn them. Oh, well, I don't miss. Let's look at your absence pattern. Look at how many you've missed over the last 3 semesters. You have developed a problem with this. In this class, it will be detrimental to you. And we can really talk to them about how that's going to impact it. Again, maybe we can be preemptive, maybe we can cut some of it off in the past. It depends on if they, it's still up to them in the end, but at least we have the data to show them. At least we have the information to say, for example, my groups class, if they don't come, they are just dead in the water. And if I have a student that, if in the past, one of my majors, I know they have a heavy absence pattern, I would sit down with that major before my class started and say, I see you signed up for my group class. This is what I see here, let's have a talk. you will not be successful in my class with this pattern. We need to find out why you have this pattern and what we can do. Whether it's scheduling because of university events, but my class is just on Mondays, so yay, doesn't really hit too many. Or if it's just an issue with, is it an issue with their work? Do we need to look at that? Is it an issue with, hey, I just don't come home sometimes? And find out what these issues are and try to be preemptive, be proactive, and get on top of it from the beginning. You have questions? Oh, I was gonna ask if you had questions, but you were whispering, so I thought you wanted me to cover something. Okay, so, do any of you have any questions about using this program for anything? Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Do you find when students know you're tracking them that attendance gets better?
For some students still have this attitude, well, let me put it this way, I just had a student give a speech in my class, persuasive speech, that we shouldn't require students to attend class or check roll because they're paying for it. And you have the whole argument, I go, don't make me start. So for some students, yes, for some students, I think it makes them a little resentful. Because I'm an adult now, I don't have to come if I don't want to. And I said, I'm not trying to tell you to come or not. I'm not trying to be your mother, I'm not your mother. I'm trying to show you why you're having an issue. When you come to me at the end of the semester and say blah, 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 I can say, here's part of the problem. You wanted to be treated like an adult, not forced to come to class, and you chose not to, and now your grade is tanky. Let's discuss that. So for some students, yes. But honestly, the truth is, it's the ones that are being marked excused that are having the most issue with it. I was excused, but you were still absent. Yes, ma'am.
When you do visit with a student, do you put notes in as well so that then we can see